Hello, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a battle report about a game that I had with my ogres against a friend of mine, Seabo's Beastmen. So jumping right here to the first picture, first thing I should say is that you're going to see very few painted models in this battle report, and I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. And second thing I want to say is that I did not take the pictures for this. A person that wasn't playing, he just wanted to have something to do, so he took the pictures. So it's kind of going to be different than how I usually take it. But anyway, so here we are. Here's our big battle line. I'm up there at the top right now, and he's at the bottom. And you can see that I have a pretty gnoblar heavy army, and he is kind of a real mix. There's also some stuff off to the right here, but that'll be in the next picture. And just to kind of explain what's in this photo right now, on my side at the top there, from left to right, you can see I have some regular ogres, some gnobblars. I have some iron guts with some extra hand weapon ogres behind with a butcher. Then I have 4 units of gnobblars going across, and behind them there's ogres with extra hand weapon, iron guts, ogres with extra hand weapon with my bruiser with tenderizer, some more ogres with extra hand weapon with a butcher, and some more iron guts. And then down for his side on the left, you have some Bestigors, and in that unit he has his War Gore and his Beast Lord. He has 2 chariots. He has a shaman that's standing on its own, some Minotaurs with great weapons, some hounds, a spawn. Behind them, some Gores. Then there's some Ungors and some Minotaurs with 2 hand weapons. And then here on the other flank, please ignore those tanks. This is from another guy's game while they're setting up. It'll be gone soon. I just had the 1 unit of gnobblars and regular naked unit of ogres, and then he had some gores and 2 units of skirmishing ungor raiders. Here's just kind of an overview picture showing how almost everything's going to be on that far side there. Here's a better picture of the top of his deployments, and just to kind of say some of when I'm looking at this is I was really worried about this right flank because I know those Bestigors hit hard, especially when there's a Beast Lord and War Gore in there, especially backed up with 2 chariots. That flank is going to be really nasty. So originally my plan here is just to try and slow down Tar Pit and avoid that and try and deal with his center. And then on the left flank there, I'm just going to try and either hold up the quarter and just kind of rush them. We'll just kind of see how that plays out. And then here's a top view picture of my battle line. You can see my bruiser is the one with kind of greenish there. But anyway, I run my gnobblars in 6 wide, and basically what this does for me is I have a ton of throwaway units because each unit of 20 is only worth about the same as about the same as an ogre. And at the same time, if I was against any shooting, that's a complete screen, so they can't shoot in my ogres if they're not large targeted on hills. So I really love the way that this works, and with these guys I should be able to control the movement phase pretty easily. So turn 1, Beastmen win first, and they start just rushing really up. Seabo, he's not a person to be holding back. He just likes getting in there in the fight. So everything basically moves up, and that's really it. I mean, he has a shaman that's there in the woods. He's going to be shooting off some spells, but I have quite a bit of magic defense, so he won't be able to get anything through. And then here on the other flank here, he's just kind of rushing up with his guys. This is just kind of a top view of the very center. And if you look at this, it's a really mix of units. It's hard for me to understand or to try and decide what his overall goal with some of these setups were, but I was liking that one big block of gores were in the back, so I wouldn't have to deal with them until I dealt with everything else. But I think that might have been his actual idea, that they'd be kind of his cleanup crew. So we'll see how that worked out. Ogres turn 1. I only have this 1 unit of gnobblars that failed their bickering test. On the far flank there, I'm moving up my gnobblars just to try and bait those gores, and I have my ogres ready to countercharge if they do. And then here in the center, I'm just really setting up to try and take these charges. A big one I want to deal with right away is those Minotaurs on the side. And one of the real disadvantages of Minotaurs I'm going to really be attacking on is that when they attack you, usually they win, then they get frenzy, so they have to pursue, but they can only pursue D6, meaning that when he hits into my Gnoblars and kills them, he's just going to run up a tiny bit, and then I can counter with my Ogre. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. Otherwise, right now he doesn't have any other real threats here, so I'm just going to make sure to kill those Minotaurs and then deal with the rest. And then, meanwhile, I'm just going to be taking some pot shots with my Gnoblars throwing sharp stuff at him. At this far flank, I'm really worried about those two chariots, so I moved up the Gnoblars to either bait them or to try and redirect those Bestigor super unit, and then I have some other units that's waiting there to kind of counter, just kind of holding back, waiting to see what's going to happen. In the magic phase, I have some good luck here, and my butcher over here with the bang stick is able to kill off his shaman in the woods, so that's really going to throw magic in my favor. And then we're on to Beastmen turn 2, and first thing he does is he slams both chariots into those Gnoblars. And I was glad to see that happen. I know what he's planning to do is to try and just break them, then get behind my line, but I should have time to turn units around to deal with them. And the great thing that I love about Gnoblars is that nobody cares about them. They won't cause panic in anything, so even though that unit's going to be destroyed, I don't have to take panic tests, so I wasn't too worried about that one at all. He also charged his hounds into my Gnoblars, and I was fine with that as well, because with the static res I should win that, and then otherwise, what do I care, right? The main thing is that I'm glad that he has his redirecting unit out of the way so I can get straight to dealing with his other Minotaur unit. And then on the other side of the world, we can see that those Gores charged my Gnoblars. I just fled, got away, and his extra hand weapon Minotaurs charged into those other Gnoblars. So that's going to start opening things up pretty quick here. In the center, he's kind of held up because his spawn didn't go too far, and those Minotaurs haven't really charged in yet, but because I know they can only overrun that D6, I'm just biding my time, you know. I'll just keep on shooting at it with my Gnoblars if he doesn't charge in. So, end of the combats over here, the chariots obviously destroyed my Gnoblars, but the one on the top there actually got frenzied, and didn't go very far, so I can even see with my iron guts, so I'm looking forward to smashing that thing knowing that it can't even flee. And the dogs lose against the Gnoblars. I chase them and I don't manage to catch them. And at the top, those Minotaurs easily beat up my Gnoblars, who flee, get away, and I'm looking great to counter them. So Ogre's turn 2, I flanked that one chariot with the iron guts. My two Gorgers come in and I put them behind the Bestigor unit while the naked bulls are ready to threaten the front, so they're kind of trapped there. And then I have my other bulls that turn around to deal with that chariot. The butcher's there to blast some magic at the Bestigors, but he stops it all, so it's no big deal. And then at the top, I just flank those Minotaurs with my iron guts, and that should be a really easy victory. And sorry, at the very top, my Ogres charge into the Gores there, and he holds, not wanting me just to run into the rest of his formation, so that should be my favorite, but we'll have to see. So for some results of the combats, in the bottom here, my Iron Guts just fluffed their attack, did absolutely nothing, and then his frenzied everything just beat me up, and I actually lost combat, but luckily I held. And then up at the top, my Iron Guts, like I thought, easily beat his Minotaurs, and I restrain, let them run into the Gnoblars, knowing that my Iron Guts are now in a better spot to help counter whatever comes in. And up there, my Naked Bulls managed to actually beat his Gores. They run away, I fail to catch him, and now he's just kind of there with his skirmishers. So I'll get on to Beastmen turn 3 in the next report. Bye.